Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of The Real Movie Critics, real reviews by real fans. Let me introduce these two schmucks here first. Down below here, the bottom, which is where he belongs, he is the creator of the Repeat Movie Viewer and the Psycho Nerd podcast, Psycho Nerd.
And he pauses as he says my name. What a jackass.
Well, it's not that. I think his internet's choppy.
I know.
He's in a new location, so you know.
I gotta give him shit.
Yeah, you're right. And of course, my hetero life mate, the Silent Bob to my J, the Chewbacca to my Han, none other than Lord Scubacabra as he goes extreme.
Extreme close up.
He looks Asian just in time for the Kill Bill movie. Don't get him a bowl of rice.
Wow. Way to get the show canceled, jackass.
Well, I'm talking about the Kill Bill movie. He's eating rice.
You know what? It's fine. It's fine. My cousin used to say I looked like what was his name? Jesus Christ. The dude from Golden Child. What's it? Eddie Wong? Was that his name? Eddie Wong?
You know what? I've never seen that movie.
You've never seen the Golden Child?
I've never. It's always been on my list. But I've never gotten around to it.
I've never seen it either, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's one you gotta get around to, man. That's
one day.
Oh yeah, definitely one day.
But for those that do not know, I have made the trek back from Boise back home to my hometown of Corpus Christi, Texas. And with that kind of inspiration, we thought we know it's Christmas season. Those movies are coming. But before we get to the holiday stuff, we're going to review a Corpus Christi cult classic, The Legend of Billie Jean. Oh, trust me, I've got some fun facts about her. They're not very good.
So you say this is a Corpus Christi cult classic, and I feel like we in this city, maybe in our age group especially, and I know our age group, varies because you're way older than I am, but I think this movie, it's kind of a regional thing because I did ask the boys in Gormore, and they're like, "Oh, I've never seen it. What's it about? What kind of movie is it?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of hard to explain. Like, what kind of movie is this? Like,
it's a Bonnie and Clyde movie."
Yeah. But I didn't know how to pitch it to them. I was like, I don't fucking know. I just watched. I like watching it because I'm like, I know where that is. Yeah. Oh, that's right there.
Yep.
That's the best part about it.
That's
it's like, oh, hey, I know that area.
But The Legend of Billie Jean was released on July 19th, 1985.
Now, before we move any further, how old were we all in 1985?
I was at that point. I was 9.
I was this many.
I was this many.
Fuck.
Yeah, now you're this many.
I was 3 years old.
I was 3 years old.
I was 4, but now that's 3.
I was 3. Now I'm 4 years old.
Yeah, which means this movie just turned 40 this year.
God, I'm old. Fuck.
Movie was directed by Matthew Robbins, who also directed Batteries Not Included.
Another classic.
Another goodie. And Corvette Summer.
Oh, that's a good one with Mark Hamill and Annie Potts.
Yeah,
that showed it to me just a couple of years ago. It's actually not a bad flick.
I've never even heard of that.
Corvette Summer. I think it came out right after Star Wars.
That would explain why.
Yeah. The cast of this movie: Helen Slater as Billie Jean Davy, our main character in the movie, not related to her, which
blew my fucking mind.
I know, right?
Because forever, and that's because I was telling my wife when we were watching it, I'm like, "Oh yeah, they're brother and sister in real life," and Chris was like, "No, they're not." I'm like, "Yes, they are." He's like, "No, they're not." And I said, "You're fucking dumb. Yes, they are." And then I Googled it, and I'm like, "Look, man, I don't know what timeline I fucking hopped into, but this is not my original timeline because in the timeline I'm from, they were brother and sister."
It was very like you could hear the violin in the background. Like he was legit like sad to find out that this nugget of information he thought forever was not even close to the truth.
I was like,
that happens. Oh, by the way, the hell? Oh, Corvette Summer, 1978, literally a year after Star Wars.
Okay, fair enough.
So I think you could tell because he hadn't had the facial reconstruction yet. I don't think.
Yeah, that's true. Christian Slater plays her brother Binks, again not related. Keith Gordon as Lloyd, who you might know from
Christine.
There we go. All right.
And
you know what? Name a Christian Slater movie. Any movie. Doesn't matter.
True Romance.
Okay. Scuba.
Young Guns.
I'm going to go.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to go nerd and say Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country.
6. Yeah, well, come on. It was one scene. But
Steve Smith as Putter, who we all know as the voice of Lisa Simpson on The Simpsons.
You know my first introduction to her, though? Because it wasn't even this movie.
What?
My first introduction to her was in Maximum Overdrive.
I have never seen that all the way through.
What?
Yeah, I've never seen it all the way through.
It's such a shitty movie, but I love it.
I know.
That's one of those movies. Stephen King,
yes.
Stephen King was, and whoever directed this movie or that movie was on
Stephen
mounds
King
and mounds of
directed it.
cocaine.
I think Stephen King's.
Yeah, well, I think he directed it. Yeah, mounds and mounds of cocaine.
But you talk about Yeardley Smith. There was one other thing we knew her from. Come on, Chris.
Herman's Head.
There you go.
Herman's Head. Let's see. We have Martha Gidman as Ophelia, who is annoying in this movie, by the way. She just, oh my God. That's all she says.
Oh my God.
We don't have enough gas to get out of Corpus.
Which is a joke within itself.
Peter Coyote as Detective Ringwald. Barry Tubb as Hubie Pyatt, who is one of the bad guys, who you might also know from Top Gun.
Yes.
Richard Bradford as Mr. Pyatt, the douchebag.
Asshole.
That dude was a douche.
He was.
Yes, he was.
Dean Stockwell as Maldor, who was the district attorney, I believe is what he was.
Yeah, he district attorney. And
bad.
Dean Stockwell, rest in peace, sir. Sorry you're not with us anymore.
And John M. Jackson, who is Kenny's father, I bring him up because he is from another TV show that I used to love to watch, and it's the show Jag. He played the Admiral. And he was also in A Few Good Men, too, as well. All right.
Good flick.
Good one. Yeah, definitely one of the best. Now, the fun facts about this movie before we talk about it. The slap that Putter takes at the Corpus Christi PD station was a legit slap, and she was hit so hard that her face was numb for hours after the fact. So she legit got smacked.
Man, and what is wrong with that mom slapping her daughter right in the middle of the fucking police station? What
is
is
the 80s, man?
Because it's the 80s, man. Yeah,
but come on. Even back then, that shouldn't have been right.
Nah, bullshit. You could
you could slap your kid in church. Trust me, I know. I used to get slapped in church.
Why are you getting slapped in church, bro?
Because I was a talker when I was a child, and I would not say. I wanted everybody's attention. I would talk to everybody. I would turn around in the pews, and my mom would get mad at me.
It's funny how that hasn't
one of those kids.
Nothing's changed. Nothing at all has changed.
Now, we talked about this earlier, but Helen and Christian Slater are not related, despite not only playing siblings, but also looking a little bit similar. I know Scuba's feelings were, his dreams were crushed.
Look, man, in this timeline, they're not related. In my timeline, they were fucking related.
This movie originally had an R rating, thanks to Putter, but the vulgar language, but an appeal changed it to PG-13 when she calls him a fucker.
That's like one of the funniest lines of the movie.
Well, it's like with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the word fuck was something you didn't say at all, or if you did say it, it was like once or twice. So
he's not going to bring it back. How do you know? Because he's a fucker. That's how I know.
Yeardley Smith was only 20 when she made this movie, but she's playing a 14-year-old. They had to tape her chest down to make her look younger.
Yeah, her boobs are way too big for 14, man.
Both Yeardley and Helen had to wear wigs for reshoots since both had gotten haircuts for the movie, obviously. And it's funny because Yeardley Smith, after she cut her hair for this movie, has not grown it back out since. She's had the short hair.
Yeah, she's had short hair.
Yeah, that's true. That's crazy.
The original movie title was called Fair is Fair. Kind of fitting.
That would have been fair, yeah.
Most of this movie was filmed on location in beautiful Corpus Christi, Texas, with a few scenes done in Colorado. There's a couple of scenes in the mall where you can tell that's not Sunrise Mall.
Especially the parking garage.
Like when he pulls the dumpster in front of the door, you can tell it's got the Corpus number on there. And then when they go the other way, you can totally tell it's not Corpus because they didn't have an entryway that way to the. And the last fun fact, Pat Benatar, who does an incredible job of singing the theme of the movie Invincible, is on record saying that she dislikes this movie and considers it to be one of the worst movies made.
Does she give a reason?
No.
I don't know that I disagree with her. I'm just saying, man.
What?
But if this movie would have taken place in any other city but the city that we live in, would we be as fond of it?
Mhm.
I don't think so.
Probably
Probably not. You're
Maybe.
So
right.
you got to think, she's not from here. She could give two fucks about, oh, that's Sunrise Mall. Oh, look, that happened off of SPID. It's not that great of a movie. Like I said, trying to explain it to other people and trying to pitch it, it's hard because it's kind of like, okay, yeah, it's about, you could say it's a Bonnie and Clyde movie, kind of, yes. But what makes it a good movie?
Familiar, entertaining characters, weird situations.
Are they I mean, they're really not that entertaining. It's kind of Binks and Billie. I know, but Binks and Billie Jean have a very weird relationship. Like, I don't know about you guys. I would never go swimming in a little swimming hole with my sister when she was in her underwear and a short ass fucking shirt nipping through there.
What the hell, man? You ain't from Alabama?
He's not from Alabama. There's alligators.
There's no alligators.
Alligators.
Let's just get real on that one.
It's alligator are.
But you know, Pat Benatar can have her own opinion. That's fine. I mean, I love her music, and I really can't see any fault. But I do agree that it's mainly a regional following for this movie. It's very cult. Like, oh my god, it was filmed in Corpus, and I'm sure we'll talk about this later. But it's got one of the last real cinematic shots of the Harbor Bridge that we'll probably ever see in a movie. Now that it's gone,
exactly,
or partially gone, I should say. It's not all gone.
No,
yet,
but it's getting there.
They took the frosting off the cupcake.
Yeah, they did.
It's still
the muffin top is gone.
Yeah, they took the muffin top is
give
gone.
me y'all can continue talking. I'll be back in less than a minute.
I'll be timing you. So I don't know. That raises an interesting idea. Would we enjoy this movie as much if we didn't grow up and live in Corpus and this movie was mostly filmed in Corpus? That raises an interesting question, but I mean, I don't know.
It does. But at the same time, though, I feel like, I don't think I would enjoy it as much as the fact that it was filmed in our hometown. It makes it that much more nostalgic to us. And I mean, if they filmed this, I mean, they've filmed movies here, but not whole movies, but they filmed some movies here before. Like they filmed Two Guns. They filmed it on location at NAS Ingleside when it was closing down. The one with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I know which one.
Hell, they filmed the scenes from Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I know.
When they were launching the Japanese aircraft off the carrier, they just made it look like a Japanese carrier.
But I mean, that was literally just one small portion of like a 3-hour plus movie. So you really can't, you can count it as, well, they filmed that scene on location, but you really can't say that they filmed it in Corpus per se. But I don't know. I feel like this movie does not only have a good soundtrack, but I also think it's got good humor in it too. And I feel like that would have been enough for me to just, if I wasn't in Corpus and I saw the movie, I feel like the humor itself would have kept me entertained throughout the entire film, along with the soundtrack. So, and there are some characters in this movie I do like. I'm sorry, I like Putter. I think she's hilarious. The whole thing about constantly eating Kit Kats and constantly trying to shoplift, and she's giving out the free Kit Kats and whatnot. And she actually has her period during a fucking shootout. How often have you seen that in a film before? I mean, come on. Oh my God, you're bleeding.
Never.
Oh, you were shot. No, I haven't. Oh my God, it's happened. Rose.
Ew, that's so gross. Ew.
When can I get a diaphragm?
The movie had a $6 million budget. Box office was only 3.1 million, so it was super low. Yeah, but we start the movie. Billie Jean and Binks are getting ready to go to the swimming hole that we talked about earlier, and they get followed by freaking Huey Pie and his little cronies, including the creepy dude with the camera.
If you notice, go ahead.
I'm gonna say, if you've ever watched any movie, the dude who has a camera or a video camera is always just this creepy fucking.
And not only
dude.
that, but you ever
Every
notice
time.
we never see those fuckers again after they steal the bike? We never see them again.
We only
like ever.
And when Billie Jean or was it Billie Jean or was it Binks? I think it was Binks who threw the milkshake in Hubie's face. That was the runniest milkshake I have ever seen. I guess McDonald's is freaking ice cream machine.
It was
Sonic.
Sonic. It was Sonic.
I know it was Sonic, but I'm just saying. And that was like the old Sonic back in the bluff.
You know, that's there's one other movie I can think of where I saw a milkshake that fucking runny, and I think you know what I'm talking about. Meatballs. Mohawk jerks.
Well, jerks.
That's like how is that considered a milkshake? Seriously, it's like
I don't know. I've had some milkshakes in my day, and I don't count that as a milkshake. No. It needs to be thick. I mean, it needs to be thick, so thick that I'm like, my cheeks are like, dude.
So thick you got to use a spoon to eat it like ice cream. That's how thick it should be.
Yeah. Dip your fries in there.
Exactly.
Fun.
Hey, you want it thick or thick?
So I wanted to stick.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. They get to the watering hole. They're talking about Vermont, which Binks is like, it's always so hot here. Let's go to Vermont where it snows and we can.
He's
do
obsessed,
this.
Man.
And then I know. But no, I don't blame him. And even in the commentary that Helen Slater and Yuli Smith do, it is fucking hot and humid here. And people who are like, well, why would you move to Oklahoma or fucking Boise? Because it's not as fucking hot. It's dry. It's a dry hot, which is a lot more tolerable. Hubie and his crones show up. They steal Binks's bike. They go home. Oh, fun fact. Billie Jean's mom is the same mom from Days Confused, Mitch Kramer's mommy, just a little bit older.
See, that's cool. I actually never noticed that.
I don't remember where I saw that at, but it was just something that I caught. And so I share information. And we have a mascot.
I'm trying to get her damn little juice thing to work, and it's not fucking working.
What's in there? Just regular juice?
See, what had happened was that nobody told me that we were out of juice. So I had to make her some freaking limeade real quick. That's what took me a little bit longer because I thought we had juice and we didn't.
Nice. Freaking Binks runs off to get his bike back. So Billie Jean's like, fuck this. We're going to the cops. So they go to the cops. We get introduced to Peter Coyote's character, Detective Ringwald. They have the conversation about, and you can tell that Ringwald is kind of blowing her off, but he's trying to be nice about it because there's really nothing he can do at this point. There's no proof that he took it, except for them saying they did it. And then Billie Jean comes home and Binks is beat all to shit. And I think the freaking bike looked better than Binks did, actually. That bike was tore the fuck up. And then we get introduced to Mr. Pyatt, who, upon trying to get the money for the bike, by the way, Billie Jean racks the shit out of Hubie on more than one occasion.
Crazy!
There are so many nut shots in this movie.
There was 3 total in this movie, and Hubie gets 2 of them. She tries to collect the money to fix the scooter because she has an estimate. Freaking Mr. Pyatt kicks Hubie out. Go away, you suck. Go away. And then he goes upstairs and tries to pretty much rape Billie Jean upstairs in the storage room. Comes down, freaking Binks finds the gun on the register and is like, I'm going to shoot somebody because Binks is a little hothead and ends up shooting Mr. Pyatt in the shoulder. And did you notice that when Hubie came back from the store, he had a couple of food items? He had a fucking beer in his hand. Did you ever notice?
Yeah, he did.
He had a fucking beer, and he's like in high school.
Well, he's supposed to be in high school, but I guarantee you he's in his fucking 20s by that point.
Well, then even then, I think the drinking age at that point was 21, unless they changed it from 18 to 21. I don't know, but so they go on the lam. They try to get the fuck out of there, and of course, everybody has to come along. Putter's like, I gotta go too because I gotta be with Billie Jean all the time, and they end up leaving. They end up finding some. I don't think it exists anymore, but it's like a little old putt golf place under the bridge, and that was under the Oso Park.
That was under the bridge.
Yeah, it was under the harbor.
It was what was it? It was before Fun Trackers.
I do remember that.
I forget what it was called. We went there for my 6th grade. It had closed down, and then it reopened back up in the 90s. And so when I was in sixth
Yeah.
grade, we went there for our end of the year field trip. I forget what it used to be called.
Nice. Very nice.
Here you go.
They're on the run. They're trying to figure shit out. Of course, Hubie, or not Hubie, but Mr. Pyatt's like wanting blood. Like, I want them in jail. They try to kill me. Of course, nobody knows what he tried to do to freaking Billie Jean, and Peter Coyote figures it out in the mall when he's asking him, like, "Hey, what really went on in that store that day?" Like, he finally puts it all together. Of course, it's too fucking late at this point because they try to set up some sort of retrieval of the money, and freaking Mr. Pyatt, being the dick that he is, has his own fucking plans and unleashes Hubie, who gets kicked in the dick again in the fucking fountain in the middle of Sunrise Mall.
But I love that scene. I do love that scene because you get to see just how we already know how shitty Mr. Pyatt is.
Yeah, we do.
But the police actually get to see just how shitty he really is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like at that point is when it's more of a let me help you than it is to let me catch you.
Yeah. Exactly, because Peter Coyote figures out that, there's more going on than I know, and he's not going to tell me. And Billie Jean's just afraid for everything that's going on, and she's not going to say anything. But one of the funniest moments in the movie, after the dude gets kicked in the dick, they get in the car, Binks pulls a toy gun on a fucking cop, and they get the fuck out of there. We see a guy from the locals. It wasn't even Channel 3, 6, or 10. It was just some made-up fucking TV station. He's interviewing people, and he interviews a little boy who gives his interpretation. Then they interview the girl, the teenage girl, who thinks it's disgusting and sexist, whatever. And then they interview the freaking surfer bum who lives in Corpus, which last I checked, there was no surf in Corpus.
Yeah, really.
Unless
But there's definitely that culture here. Yeah.
And we have a store called Benjamin's that sells nothing but surf shit. So yeah, I totally get that. And he gives the interview of all interviews, like, it was fucking hilarious, man. Like, she was going down the stairs, and she turned around and kicked him right in the nuts. Just fucking beautiful, man. Billie Jean, wherever you are, I love you, man. Oh, God.
It was so freaking. That was like one of the funniest parts in the whole damn movie, in my opinion.
I have a feeling that had to have been ad-libbed. There's no way anybody was smart enough to script that, because that looked very ad-libbed. Like, that dude looked like he was just like,
well,
totally
all three of them looked like the interviews were. Like, I don't know that they were legit actors or if they were just people that they found in the mall.
Could have been.
And said, hey, do you want to be in a movie?
Yeah, I know, right? A couple seconds on screen. Come on now. Come on.
And they end up finding what they think is an abandoned house on Ocean Drive, which is, for those that are not from Corpus, is where
that's where all the
rich
people live. We get to drive by their house and we get to see all the pretty houses and all the stuff that we's never going to have.
I bet they're
either Ocean
and I bet they're
either Ocean Drive or Hewitt Drive.
I bet there's food in them houses too.
So they break in. Sure enough, that's where Lloyd lives, and Lloyd is introduced. The Wolfman, who gets hit in the fucking gut with a guitar, the end of a guitar. It's like, then chokes on the teeth that he would. What the fuck are you doing?
What'd you do that for?
I was choked to death. Yeah.
Why are you going around scaring people? And it's like, why are you going around breaking in people's houses?
No shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no shit, right? Like, who the fuck said you could? There was no please come in and eat my food sign on my door.
Eat my food that somewhat tastes like chicken, but it's not chicken.
When you're rich, food ain't supposed to taste like it really is.
You know what pisses me off? Now that we're doing these stupid accents, nobody here talks like that. Right. Nobody. 100%. I live in the fucking Bluff. Nobody here talks like that. It's very rare that you hear somebody talk like that, but they're not from here if they do. Like, I don't think I've ever met anybody that talks like this. I mean, I'm sure they're...
And if I did...
Not in Texas.
They're from, like, East Texas.
Well, not just that. Look how long I've been in the bar scene. I was in it for 21 years, and I met so many people, and I hardly ever met anybody that talked like this.
Ain't that the truth?
And it's funny, not Putter, but Ophelia is the only one that really had that accent. Nobody else had it.
Binks with
So,
Binks
I
it would
don't
come
know
and
if she-
go.
Yeah, it would come and go, and yeah, but Ophelia was the only one that really. My God!
Oh my! So,
but it's through Lloyd that we get introduced to Joan of Arc, which is, I think, this is the centerpiece of this movie. She stands up for what she believes in. She sees her. They're all on the pole having a good old time. She's watching this movie that happens to be on TV, which was probably Channel 3 after like 11 o'clock on a Friday night. They used to show old ass movies back then. She sees Joan of Arc get burned to death at the stake, gets the idea, decides I'm gonna make a video and send it to the studios, letting them know what's really going on. So she chops off all of her hair and cuts up a freaking what is it, like a ski suit, or not a ski suit, but a surf suit, and pretty much cuts a promo. This is what she does.
Promos and
She
ends
cuts
it with
promo.
fair's fair.
Yeah.
And then with the at least for me in Psycho, one of the funniest parts of this movie is this little fucking redheaded kid wearing these little bitty boots with his pants tucked in, has a VHS tape in a bag, takes it to Peter Coyote, and is like, "Who gave this to me?" He's like, "I don't fucking know." And our younger brother Ben is a fucking carrot top, red hair, and we used to joke that and the Wizard of Oz.
Represent
he was part of
Lollipop
Hill.
Assholes.
Yeah. Well,
we were.
Well,
dicks
technically,
about that,
Mom
yeah.
started it, so we just played along.
Oh well, then I mean, if Mom started, it, it's fine.
Yeah, Mom started it.
It's not bullying if Mom does it. It's just good parents. Billie Jean eventually decides that, well, let's go back a little bit. A bunch of kids find Billie Jean and Putter, and they're like, "Hey, can you help our friend Kenny? He's being abused by his dad." So we go to the house, which, by the way, is not too far from where Scuba used to live on, or Scuba and Ben live at, off of Urban and SPID area. We go to the house, and you can hear the father beating the crap out of the kid, saying, "That's mine, it's mine," and you hear shit breaking. And again, Billie Jean just has no problem breaking and entering, because she just walks in the front door like ain't nobody.
Well, it
there.
wasn't locked, so.
Well, it doesn't matter. You don't just walk into someone's house like that.
You know what happens when you walk into somebody's house in this city? You get shot.
Bam, bam, bam. You get shot. You get fucking pow, pow.
Pretty much.
Especially in Corpus, because everybody's packing here. The kid tries to get up to leave. The father's like, "Get the fuck down, boy." And he's like, "I'm Billie Jean." He's like, "No, you're not." And then he sees like all these fucking kids. And then the adults. And he's like,
"Is that your gang
fuck.
or what? You really are her. Hey, don't let him come in here. I don't want any trouble. Are you thirsty?
You want some soda? I got some in the back." Like he becomes Herbert the pervert like that quick.
I got
like,
the popsicle.
I got some soda in the back if you
want some.
Get
your fat ass over here.
Putter is passing out Kit Kats because obviously she's had way too many at this point. A fucking young family rolls up in a lifted truck with the most redneck dude I've ever seen in a movie.
So that scene.
Do you know?
No, not the guy.
Oh,
the woman. Okay. And I just realized it. Who she is? She is Stretch from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Yes.
She is the main. She is the main girl in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
She's the love interest, man.
Yep. She gets fucked with a chainsaw.
Yep.
Well, dry humped with a chainsaw.
Dry humped with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Well,
yeah.
The chainsaw's. I mean, she doesn't die.
It's not on. Yeah, it's
not on. But she gets dry humped.
Yeah. Yuck. It's almost as bad as the death from Terrifier 2. Or
wait till you see the death in 3.
Yeah. This dude, and again, carrying a gun in your truck is perfectly legal.
Apparently,
in Texas. Just like drive through liquor stores. He takes some shots at the fucking car. And Binks, being the dumbass with this fucking fake gun, is trying to break the glass. And Lloyd's the smart one going, "Dude, get down. Those are real bullets." And they cut the corner around SPID on the Carroll Lane. And they get away. He shoots the tire out. And then I remember them talking about filming this scene where they had to do it, I think, twice, where that truck kind of spun out and then crap. And then we get panicked because everybody thinks that Putter's been shot because she's bleeding everywhere. And then finally, Billie Jean's like, "Oh my God, it happened! You got your
It's about
period."
time.
And then Binks is like, "This is some fucking nasty
Gross.
shit." But because of this particular moment, Billie Jean's like, "I don't know what I would have done if you would really been hurt." So she pretty much, her, Lloyd, and Binks leave Ophelia and Putter behind in the van, or in the station wagon, which is parked under the Oso Bridge. And that's when Ringwald finds them. They set everything up. They finally have the final confrontation at the very end at the beach. And I haven't talked about him yet, but that Jimmy J. Judge C101 DJ annoyed me through this entire. He was so fucking.
You know
annoying.
what they should have done? They should have got the zombie queen.
My God,
they should have got the zombie queen. Come on.
I mean, she was on the air at the time, so
yeah, related to the psycho nerd.
Yeah,
come on now.
She was. Okay, for those that do not know, and I need to make sure that I get a hold of early, and like, you need to listen to this episode especially because we're giving Aunt Sissy some props here. Yeah, you know, I would listen to her if I was up that late. But our Aunt Sissy was a DJ at C101 down here in good old Corpus Christi, Texas. C101 rocks. Her DJ name was the Zombie Queen. And I do remember her telling me one time, "Don't be asking me for some free fucking tickets." I'm like, the friends I have don't listen to C101. They listen to K-Rad or they listen to C95. But that DJ annoyed me when we didn't see his face until the very end. And then we saw what he looked like, and I went, that tracks. That makes sense. Yeah, it tracks. You know, he has a face for radio. Yeah. So they have this big old gathering on the beach. They got all this stuff. They got the scooter. Billie Jean decides to show up in a wig to make sure everything's good. They swap it to where Binks is in a dressed like Billie Jean, with Lloyd as a hostage with that fake gun. Sharpshooters show up. Peter Coyote's like, "Dude, what the fuck? We don't need you here. Go the fuck away." "Nope, we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here." And then all hell breaks loose because Hubie decides, "Hey, that's not Billie Jean. That's her brother," and goes out there and starts making a big hassle, calling him out. Binks turns around with the gun instinctively, and then tit for tat gets shot in the other shoulder by one of the sharpshooters.
Which is funny when you think about it, because Mr. Pie got shot in the left shoulder and he got shot in the right shoulder. So it's like kind of interesting contrast there.
Billie Jean finally confronts Mr. Pyatt after that mall incident. And Mr. Pyatt, knowing there's people there watching him, is like, "Well, you know what? Here's some money. A little more, a little less. Just take it." You know, he knows he's being watched. He's trying to be the bigger man. And Billie Jean calls him on his bullshit. They have a little confrontation, and then she pretty much throws him on blast, saying, "What was going to happen in your room that night? You know, you're just, pay as you go, earn as you learn."
Mm-hmm.
And of course, and even Peter Coyote, you see him a couple times, he's like, "This makes sense." Like, again, pieces come together, everything's good. And so he finally, "This is fucking done. You're a fucking little slut." Blah, blah, blah. Billie Jean, with a wad of cash in her hand, goes, "I can't take this money." So she's like, "Here's your change." And she knees him right in the fucking dick. And they pan over to Hubie, and Hubie is laughing. He's smiling like, "Yeah, take that, old man." Throws the money at him, by somebody else. And then you see this panicked old man trying to pick up all this fucking money while nobody goes to help him. Not one person. And even the one person who you thought was in his corner, freaking Mulder, Dean Stockwell's character, he's just like.
Even Hubie walks away. He disappears. Like, "Hubie, get over here and help." But he's gone.
Yeah, Hubie was gone. He was gone. There is that moment where Billie Jean and Ringwald, they kind of see each other. They share a smile and they go away. She makes out with Lloyd for a second, whatever. And then you see the big bonfire, which for those of us that were living in Corpus at that time, you could see it for miles down the street because they did that at the old dockside in the Bluff. They're in that area. And if you look closely, you see Catherine Childers from Channel 3 in that crowd as well with the video camera. For those that remember who Catherine Childers is. Yeah. And then we see them in Vermont. She's hitchhiking. And then Hubie sees a snow machine and is like, oh man, what the fuck? And I'm like, dude, don't do it.
Go there.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's like the same shit.
And then we close
the same shade of red as his fucking scooter, which is funny.
Yeah, it was. And it was a Honda. Right. It was a fucking Honda. And then we close out with Invincible, which again, when I was in the Navy, living in California or anywhere I was in the Navy, I heard that song. It made me homesick every fucking time.
You know what song disappointed me in this movie? Rebel
Yell, because it sounds different.
They sped up. Completely sped up to a different BPM.
That's true.
Yep. Probably so they didn't have to pay the rights.
I don't know. Maybe.
Probably.
Who knows?
Different time. But again, I'll start with you, Psycho. What do you think of this movie?
Well, we were discussing it earlier on when Scuba had to bow out, and I'll just retouch on it since he's here now. It raises the question of whether or not I would actually still enjoy this movie if I didn't grow up in Corpus and it wasn't filmed in Corpus. But as I stated before, watching this movie and watching it throughout the years, some of the characters I do enjoy. There are some missed opportunities in this movie. Like, I feel like we could have learned a little bit more of the relationship between Mr. Pyatt and Hubie, and maybe have a little bit of an arc where Hubie starts to question what the hell really happened that day when he disappeared. You know what? They could have played with that, and that would have actually made more sense on that scene at the end when the fire starts, where Hubie has a smile on his face. It's like, you know what? If they'd established that maybe he was a little hesitant, like starting to question what really happened with his father, like maybe my father's kind of a douchebag and I just don't know it. I feel like that would have made that impact a little bit more powerful, but that's just my opinion. But it does, and I mentioned before, this movie does have a lot of good humor, and it carries on throughout the film. And I think that's one of the things about the movie that I always enjoyed, that it keeps some good laughs along the way. And it's just cool to see Dean Stockwell in something that took place before we got into Quantum Leap, because we fell hard for Quantum Leap back in the 90s. For real.
Yeah, that was like 4 years before
exactly.
Leap came out,
So, and one last thing. This is my favorite movie. Favorite movie with Peter Coyote.
You know, it's funny you say that because one of my favorite movies with him in it is Jagged Edge, where he plays an asshole district attorney.
Haven't seen that in forever.
It's the complete opposite character of what we see in this movie. We have it in the cloud, so you should watch it. It's a good movie. Glenn Close, Jeff Bridges.
Oh, I remember that movie very well.
Scuba, what's your take?
So, I
was only 3 when this movie came out.
No. But even though I was as young as I was, it's still one of those movies that I know because of the simple fact of growing up here. You know what I mean? If I would have been born and lived in any other city in the state of Texas, anywhere else in the United States, I feel like it just wouldn't be a cult classic like it is to us that live here. Mm-hmm. The movie just doesn't hold up for me, man. There's a lot of 80s movies that I can watch over and over again, and I'm like, fuck yeah, like, you know, Breakfast Club, that one will always hold up. It doesn't matter. Fucking
Howard the Duck.
Shitty fucking movie, but it's great. You know what I mean? It's one of those so bad it's good movies. This movie for me, man, soundtrack aside, the soundtrack's awesome. I give it that because it's got that 80s feel. The characters, I have to disagree with you, Psycho Nerd. They got on my nerves. Every single one of them. There really was the cop was probably my favorite character out of everybody, only because he I don't know. Everybody just felt like this like stereotype of what South Texas is supposed to be. You know what I mean? And they're laying it on really fucking thick.
Yeah, they really were. Yeah.
The premise of the movie, like I said, trying to explain it to people that have never seen it and trying to explain why I used to enjoy the movie. Like I said, I don't really enjoy it for the plot. It has nothing to do with the plot. It's more of the scenery and the landscapes that we know because we grew up here. But is this something I'm going to rush to put on? No, it's not. You know, I haven't seen it in years since, you know, I watched it this last time on Thanksgiving. But, and I probably would not have watched it again had we not reviewed it for this podcast. So it just, I don't know, man. It's not a horrible movie, but it's not a great movie. And I honestly don't see the hype behind it other than because it was filmed here in Corpus.
Yeah. I can agree with that. The Rotten Tomato scores, and this is a big old flippity floppy too. The Psycho already cheated.
I did not
cheat.
cheat. I pulled it up to watch it, and it was right there in front of me. That's not. Shut up.
He cheated. The tomato meter, which is the critics, is a whopping 39%. So kind of low.
Kind of low.
Now to Scuba, since he doesn't know the score, since somebody cheated, Mr. Scuba, what do you think the popcorn meter, the fan meter, would be?
I'm gonna say like 63.
Ooh, you're a little low. It's a whopping 75%.
That's fair. Fair is fair.
Fair is fair,
So
man.
it's fair. Fair is fair. He said it. Okay, now we don't care what Rotten Tomatoes says and all that stuff. We need to know what we think about this movie. Psycho. Now, again, with every movie, we like to keep the rating system in flux with the movie. That being said, on a scale of 1 Honda Elite scooter to 5 Honda Elite scooters, what would you rate this
I would have
movie?
said 1 to 5 fake plastic guns, but that's just me. But
I went with the scooter, which is the.
I mean, I'm not going to pretend like this is like one of the greatest movies of all time. It has a lot of nostalgic value for me personally, and I do have fun every time I watch it. It's one of my favorite movies from the 80s, but I could think of plenty other movies from the 80s that I love more than this movie that I would consider on a much higher level of performance. But I still enjoy for what it is, but it's not like stupendous. So I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Damn. See, that's the lowest score we've had so far on this show.
Well, like I said, I mean, 3.5 for me is fair. It's a good movie. It's fun for what it is.
Fair, it's fair.
But I feel like I said before, there are some things they could have done to make it a little bit better. They could have fleshed out the characters just a little bit more here and there.
I definitely agree with that because the character development in this is pretty much non-existent, man. Even the scene that's supposed to develop Billie Jean into this icon, she just watched a movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Okay, so 3.5 stars, or I'm sorry,
Hondas
3.5 elites from the Psycho. Scuba, what's your review?
Look, man, I have to be honest with myself, and just for pure nostalgia and seeing all the landmarks and stuff, that is the only thing that kept me entertained with this movie. And I have to be honest with myself, I'm giving it a 1.5.
Wow.
That's lower than I was expecting. I thought you were going to give it like a 2 or 2.5.
I came in with a 1.5 in my head, and I thought maybe talking about it would get me on board, but it just made me just not like the movie that much.
And that's fair because I did that for, I think, Devil's Rejects. I think I did the same thing where I had an idea of where I was at, and then after talking about it, I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna give it a higher score. So wow, 1.5. Oh, that's fucking low.
That's the lowest on the channel now, dude.
Yeah. Scuba holds the record for the lowest score. I kind of agree. There really was no character development. Billie Jean in the beginning of the movie is kind of a bully. She's like, Ophelia, we're going to the police station now. Like, why? My dad needs a car. We're going now. Fuck you. You know, Billie Jean was kind of pushy in a way, you know, in this little group.
Well, I mean, all they were doing was watching MTV. I mean, come on.
True.
Help a friend out.
But that's her dad's car, not her car. So
he wasn't using it.
And not only that, but they're driving from the Bluff to downtown Corpus. That's like a 25-minute drive.
At least, yeah.
It's a 25-minute drive now. Speed limit was 55 back then on the freeway.
Oh shit, you're right. So it was like a half-hour drive, I bet.
If not longer.
Where's my gas money, Billie Jean?
Ask gas or grass. Nobody rides for free.
Yep.
Now that would have been a movie.
But we don't have enough gas to get out of Corpus, which is probably the most honest line in the entire fucking flick, is that line. I'm going to give it a 3. Nah, Scuba's been doing the math on these for me in the past, so I'm going to put it to him again. We have a 1.5, a 3.5, and a 3.
That gives us a 2.6.
Ooh, God. Wow. By
We can
far
round
the
it up.
lowest.
We can round it up if you want and make it a 3.
No,
but
we'll
in
do-
my mind, a 2.6 is even too high.
No, we still have pennies here at this particular podcast, so we're not rounding up.
Look, a penny. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anybody
again,
watch Blue Harvest? Anybody? Okay.
Yeah, and we knew where you were. Yeah, we got it. We got it.
Oh, I don't know if he got it.
No, he
I
got
did
it.
not.
You ever
Oh,
watch
yeah.
Blue Harvest, Family Guy? The
Oh,
Star
yeah,
Wars
yeah.
parody?
Dude, I haven't seen it in forever. I used to have it on DVD.
When the stormtroopers are walking through, someone was in a pod. Tracks go off in this direction. Look, sir, droid. Look, a penny.
Yeah.
So bad. Wow, this did not go anywhere near what I thought it was going to be. I thought we were all going to have high scores, and
Well, you
But-
thought wrong, sir.
but
You
some
thought wrong. And you know what, though? That's what makes this podcast, because we are 3 regular guys who enjoy film, and we each enjoy a different kind of movie. And just because something is nostalgic, and just because something, don't
Hey.
ever make me review one of those movies, because
You know what? Now we're going to, because you said
No, I have a better I have a better idea. I'm not reviewing Star Wars or Star Trek. I want to do a Star Trek versus Star Wars review.
Star
That
Wars
one.
wins. What the fuck do you mean? Star Wars wins, bro. Laser swords is all that. Laser swords, the Force.
I'm sorry, they're called lightsabers, sir.
I'm just saying
Lightsaber.
they are laser swords.
Are you a Jedi? Because I see your laser
Darth
sword.
Vader could easily snap Khan's neck like the mook he was.
I don't think anybody will question that, but
No, I wouldn't question that either. But since we brought up Star Wars, and since the review of Billie Jean is officially over, next week, ladies and gentlemen, we are bringing you probably one of the worst. Is it a movie?
It's a special.
it's a
special.
Oh.
It's a special. Not technically a movie, but this is a movie and TV show.
It's movie
review
length, man.
type of podcast. So next week, the Real Movie Critics will be bringing to you our review, and none of us have seen it before. By the way, not one of us.
No,
have
but I've
it.
seen the Nostalgia Critics review of it, and oh my god,
I've seen
If that's
clips.
the-
I've seen clips here and there on
I've
TikTok,
seen clips here and
but
there,
I've never seen it.
but nothing I brag about. But next week, we'll be reviewing, since we get into the holiday spirit, we'll be reviewing the Star Wars Holiday Special.
I'm dressing up
Yes,
as
ladies
Vader.
and gentlemen. Well, you
He's
know
not
what?
even
I'm gonna
in it.
wear
That's funny.
I know.
everybody from the original film is in it, but him.
I got nothing but Damien's Vader costume, so
Damn. But yeah, we're going to be reviewing the Star Wars Holiday Special. Before we roll out of here, Psycho, go ahead and promote your shit.
Okay, you can find me on the sorry, I was gonna say the YouTube. Oh my god, what the fuck? You can find me on YouTube on my YouTube channel, Repeat Movie Viewer. There hasn't been any footage as of late of me in front of the camera, but that's gonna change here pretty soon. But on the podcast front, the Psycho Nerd Podcast, you can also find it on YouTube on either my channel or just type in the Psycho Nerd Podcast. I just released an episode yesterday. Me and my friend Dennis just talking about random pop culture shit, talking about some recent concerts we've been to, and we recorded a second video. We'll be touching on that. I'll be putting that out sometime next week. So, and I'm also going to be doing a special podcast this week on the Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair.
I need to get my tickets for that.
Get your
Lord.
tickets, man. It comes out tomorrow. Get on that shit.
I got a baby shower to go to on
I
Sunday.
got a baby shower to go to. That. Yeah.
And that's Scuba's baby shower, by the way, asshole. Dick.
Oh, and I didn't get an invite. So
It was on
you don't do
Facebook.
that.
It was on Facebook,
I don't
bro.
get on Facebook that often, man.
well, that's your bad.
I was trying to stay off because I didn't want to get I didn't want Survivor Series to be ruined. I just barely watched it yesterday.
Ah,
probably one of the worst PLEs I've seen in a while. But that's a whole
Yeah,
different.
it was lackluster.
That's for a different podcast.
Yeah, that's for the other podcast that I do.
But we can at least recognize we have a new Intercontinental Champion, and it was fucking awesome. The best part of the show. Suck it, Cena. Suck it. Go ahead. You're good.
Lord Scubacabra, promote your shit.
I got nothing going on right now. Mel and I have been trying to put out this episode of Crypto Cringe, but the movie is so bad we cannot finish it. We got 30 minutes in and said, fuck, we cannot finish this fucking movie. We still have an hour to go. It's The Howling 7.
They made 7?
There's 11. Yeah. And this movie is so bad. We're 30 minutes in. There's no werewolves. And from what I looked up, there is only a werewolf in it for less than 5 minutes, kind of towards the end.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a really bad film that takes place. I don't know if it's in Arizona, but it takes place all in the same place. There's a bar, there's a lodge, and it just keeps going back and forth. We're 30 minutes in, and we've already got 4 line dances, country line dances, and like 6 full country songs.
Dude, having a werewolf movie with barely any werewolves would be like having a Star Wars movie where they sit around all day drinking tea. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So eventually, we
Grey.
may finish the movie tomorrow and may put out the newest episode of Crypto Cringe. So be on the lookout for that. Also, not this weekend, next weekend, December 13th, we have our PLE for Apex Championship Entertainment in Rockport, Texas. It is called Violent Night. Our buddy Chris, aka Zodiac, will be co-hosting the show. So y'all should definitely come out to that. Tickets are super cheap. Come out, have some fun, enjoy a shit show of a wrestling show. Other than that, the only other information that I have is that I am looking at starting a 501c charity group. I already made the Facebook page, haven't gone live with it just yet, but as soon as I get registered with Ghost Corps, which is through Sony Entertainment, I will have an official release of the Coastal Bend Ghostbusters. I'm sorry, Ghostbusters of the Coastal Bend. We will be a charity group that raises money for children in the local community.
That's cool. That's cool.
Nice.
I already have the logo too. It's pretty fucking sweet.
I didn't need any more reason to get a proton pack, but okay.
I have
that
2 hanging on my wall right here if you want to borrow one. Actually, I have 4.
Yeah,
I need to buy one. I would
rather have my own. No, I don't have to borrow.
Yeah, I want one badly. Proton pack is not a toy. I guess he's right.
I think we talked about reviewing that particular movie next month.
You mentioned it, yeah.
So we keep that in mind. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Jazz Zodiac. Along with this podcast, we also, as well as the Psycho, do a wrestling WWE specific podcast called the Jazz Zodiac Podcast. We're taking a little hiatus until next weekend. I'm putting together writing an episode for next weekend. Then we'll take the year off until the end of the year. And then we'll start fresh. Oh,
there's nothing going on in WWE anyway. So Survivor Series is over. Oh, hey.
Nice. You already made the logo. That's bad.
That is our official logo, and that will be the official Ghostbusters of the Coastal Bend patch.
Sweet. Where do I get one?
Well, you have to join the group. Once you join the group, you get your patch.
Sweet. But yeah, come on, dude. There's nothing going on right now in WWE until the Royal Rumble anyway.
No argument here.
No.
Well, all right, folks. That'll conclude this particular episode of The Real Movie Critics. We hope you had just as much fun listening to us or watching us as we did talking about all the things movies and TV related. Make sure you hit that follow and subscribe button so you see what comes out next. And remember, there's always room for one more binge. We'll see y'all next time.
Penis.
Billie Jean went running up that escalator right there. This guy grabbed a hold of her backpack and she turned around and kicked him right in the nuts and kept on running. It was hilarious. Billie Jean, wherever you are, I love you.